The 9th of December 2014, in an horrific case of mistaken identity, a complete stranger turned up on the doorstep of our next guest's family home before hurling battery acid across his face.
Well, Andreas Christoforous' life was devastated in an instant, dealing with endless painful skin grafts, permanent facial disfigurement and the worry that his 2-year-old son would see him as a monster.
Well, over a year on, Andreas remains defiant as he rebuilds his life from that attack and refuses to be defined by it. He joins us now along with his wife Pia, so welcome both of you. Thank you for coming in today. And you say yourself that before this, life was great. You'd started up a new business, things were looking good, you've got your family all in order, and then on this day, this happens that changes everything. What do you remember of that day, that leading up to what happened?
We had, on the day, we just started, well, previously started a new business, so it was all guns blazing. I was working from home, doing a lot of hours, trying to get the new business off the ground. Called Chase 2000. Subsequently, we've had to dissolve since. A normal day, run up to Christmas.
And you saw a red van outside?
I saw a red van from my office window, which came down, which is the same make and model of a van which I use for work, so it caught my eye. And a few minutes later after that, a knock on the door, expecting it to be yet another parcel or neighbour or whatever. Open the door as you would normally, and one motion, bang, this is for you, mate.
And it's a guy called, yes, and those are the words, David Phillips, which we'll get onto him in just a moment. This is for you, mate.
Yes, all in one motion. It's not even time, really, to blink. It happened so suddenly.
And we should point out at this point, Pia, you're upstairs, aren't you? You're with the baby, you're nursing the baby. The baby's not feeling very well, so unaware that anything has just happened downstairs. For you, this happens all so quickly, but the pain is instant.
The pain's inexplicable. Like, it's nothing like I've ever felt. It just doesn't, you can't even comprehend. But I knew straight away it was acid. My T-shirt dissolved. It was like a waistcoat. There was no mistake, no doubt in my mind.
You heard
it
it
was acid
from upstairs.
And I just screamed straight away, call 999. Someone just thrown acid in my face. I ran through the house and got to my kitchen and started dousing myself with as much water as I could.
Just to try and wash the acid away.
It was the only thing I knew to do.
So powerful that as you ran down the stairs in your bare feet, it's on the carpet and it burnt your feet.
I had socks on, luckily, and they just disintegrated, just like his T-shirt did.
So you're rushed to hospital.
Yeah.
And you're by the bedside. And you said the last thing you remember before you drifted off into a coma was a doctor desperately trying to get saline solution.
Yeah, so in the ambulance, I managed to get into the ambulance and reel off my medical information for the paramedics.
Amazingly.
And get enough information about what I deemed to be the suspicious-looking van parked just on the curb as it happened, the red van. And just enough information for the police, and then blacked out, wake up 4 days later.
And you were taken to Swansea, weren't you, at that point? Because they had a specialist burns unit. You were flown the next day because you were too ill to fly that night.
Yeah, the first night they told my mum and my wife that they didn't think I'd make it through the night. I wasn't stable to move, so we had to wait till the next day to fly out to Swansea.
So you hear this news that could be it. The father of your very young baby may not make it through the night.
Yes.
And you have no idea why this has happened.
No idea. I mean, it was just a complete shock. I was in this room in the hospital, and the doctor came with a police officer because obviously they had no idea why this had happened. And the doctor came down and said, "I'm very sorry, but it's very unlikely he's going to make it through the night." At which moment, you know, it's such a shock. The fire alarms went off, didn't they?
Because of the gas. And the thing is that you're in the hospital and your son, who's breathed in the gas from
he was in
battery acid,
paediatrics,
is taken into the paediatric ward.
Yes, it was just a really bizarre, surreal experience.
So the issue, because he didn't, when he was, because you've managed to give that explanation, he was arrested, wasn't cooperative. It then transpired that this is David Phillips had decided to take matters into his own hands. Someone close to him was sexually assaulted and wrongly identified your home as the address where the man had carried out the assault lived, and he drove 300 miles from his home in Hastings in East Sussex to take that revenge. It took a long time for that to come out, and in the meantime, your lives are being scrutinised. You know, what have you done to someone to cause this to happen?
Yeah,
it was just
mind-boggling.
The investigation, or the police got a conclusion, great conclusion in the end. The investigation was very extensive.
Yeah.
Every millimetre of our life, you know, they went through looking for a reason that wasn't there.